reference. The reference that oh my gosh, I got tape on this. Oh, that's not good. Okay. So my reference for this painting is this. Am I holding it the right way? Okay, yeah. So I am holding it the right way. And I don't know if you guys can like tell. Well, probably not because I need to finish doing the underpainting. But basically I'm just doing the underpainting. And I kid you not, I went to Blick today and I like forgot how expensive paint is. I couldn't believe I just need to buy like one tube of paint, right? And it was like white paint because okay, so this is the white paint that I have now. And so I have like a bigger tube of it now. And when I picked it up, it was $27 for white paint. That's outrageous. Like I couldn't believe it. And I don't know if like you guys buy paint often, but like right here where it says like the series, or how it says like series 1, it'll tell you kind of how expensive it is. And usually series 1, the material is fairly cheap, which is titanium white. It's a series 1. So why is it $27? Like that really irritated me. By the way, hey to the people who are watching. I don't know if you guys were in early enough to see. Well, I just started like a minute ago. But this is my reference that I drew up for what I'm painting now. So small scale, big scale. So this is kind of like the gist. It's not going to look exactly like this. The point is for it to look better, but we'll see. Hopefully everything like works the way it's supposed to. But literally, I want to crash out. I could not believe. Oh my gosh, it was so expensive. Like, if I didn't need white, I certainly wouldn't have gotten it. I could tell you that because that was ridiculous. And I'm kind of nervous when like classes start and I have to buy more oil paint because I've been oil painting a lot lately. Well, I'll have to buy more acrylics too. I feel like I always have to buy white. And I just ended up getting a cheaper version, which doesn't seem that much cheaper. Like, I'll show you. Okay, so I ended up getting this titanium white, and it was like $10. But there was one that was literally the same brand, but it was 30, and I don't know what the difference is. Oh, maybe because this one says medium body. I think the other one said heavy body. And then I bought this phthalo green paint, but I just realized that I already had some, so I kind of got this for no reason. Well, maybe it's not a reason. I might need it, I guess. So for the wings, I'm just gonna start off with like a gray. Yeah, I'm just gonna like gray it out a little bit, and then I guess kind of figure out what I'm gonna do from there. I don't know which brush I'm gonna use. I feel like it like took me a minute to actually find my acrylic brushes because I separate my acrylic brushes and my oil brushes just because you shouldn't be using the same brushes for oil and acrylic. I actually don't remember what the reason was. Probably because like the paints shouldn't be mixing anyway, and usually when you're using either of those mediums, you kind of like still have residue of the other paint. So I just don't use them together. Okay, what are we gonna start off? I'm gonna start off with this. I need to like remind myself where things start. Which wing is which one. This is why I probably should have finished, well, not finished, but I should have finished blocking in the painting yesterday when I started it. I was also debating on like going live on Twitch today because YouTube decided it wanted to give me a hard time for no reason. But I think it's because my screen was locked so it doesn't like flip. So maybe that's why, but I don't know. It was being extra difficult today for no reason. Okay. I don't know what that. Oh, I think that was from me fixing it. I still see some of the like other markings that I made, so I'm like trying not to get confused. Because one thing about me, I will get confused. Okay, so these wings go. So I'm gonna make this dark. Because I have it where like some of the wings overlap. So I'm trying to make sure that I don't like mess up the overlapping, which is kind of like right here. But also I want to make sure that it keeps that shape that it has of it going like in. Even though I'm not putting in like all of the details, I just need to know what the gist is. Enough of what the gist is, at least. Considering that it's raining right now, it's hot. It's like extremely hot. But I think I might like stream an hour here and then possibly stream an hour on Twitch. Ooh. You know what? It's fine. It doesn't need to be like completely the same color. It just needs to be enough of the same color. I hope I'm not losing like the way this wing is looking. Hey y'all. Did y'all already see like my, well, honestly, my reference is the thumbnail of this video. So I guess you guys will see it when you click on it. I'm like super excited for this painting. Just because like usually when you see like depictions of fallen angels, they're like humans or they're some sort of like black figure or like a demon or something. Like the generic type of demon. But like for this, I wanted to do like a biblical angel. Well, a biblically accurate angel, because like I think that would be really cool if you made like the concept. Well, not made it, because like it happened. But I do think it's a different perspective that people haven't seen of like a fallen angel in this type of way. I mean, I personally haven't seen it. I'm not gonna say I'm the first, because that's kind of crazy. Like, let's be self-aware. But I personally haven't seen it, so. And plus, I get bored. I get really bored. I can't just do like a cute face or like, it's boring to me. I had to keep it interesting, or I'll like never pick it up again. And also, I don't think I've ever made like a red background. And keep in mind, it's not gonna be like, it's gonna be like a sky, but it's gonna be red. So if you guys have seen any of my other work, a lot of people say my skies are really good, but just imagine it in like red. And that's kind of like the whole gist of this. And then I have it where like the wing is covering the face, because it says that they don't like to show their face. I don't remember what the reason was, but it said it in particular to this type of angel. So I don't know how it is for like the other angels, because I do have like a, oh, let me show y'all a sneak peek. Okay, since there's like 3 of y'all in here, y'all are like troopers. Like, let me show y'all a sneak peek of what I'm gonna do after this one. I already like drawn it out. Okay, like, look at that. What are we thinking, y'all? Like, I think it's gonna be fire, but this is between us, the people who are watching. But I'm super excited for that one. Oh my gosh, I just ripped my, okay, we need to throw away this tape. Like, the tape kind of took a piece of like, yeah, okay, time to put that down. I had another phone stand somewhere, and I have no idea where it went. Does anyone know how to like stream on both platforms on your phone? Like, I know you can do it on OBS. I don't even know if OBS has like a mobile version. They could. I could check. Because I like really want to stream on both platforms at the same time. But I don't think I've ever seen someone stream on both platforms at the same time with their phone. Like I've seen it on like uh the desktop, which like I could do, but it's much harder to for me to stream on the desktop and like paint. Because then like you just kind of see my hands just like I don't know, and then the lighting is kind of bad. Well, the lighting's kind of bad now because it's gloomy outside. Oh my gosh, I need to turn off my notifications. But let me not lose sight of what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm gonna start on the next wing. I need to like, yeah, so this comes over here. It's like so, I don't remember what this is right here. We'll figure it out. What I love about acrylic, you can just paint over it. Like you don't have to think about, I don't know, you just don't really have to think too hard when you're using acrylic. I mean, of course, if like that's what you're, actually no. I feel like it's much less thinking for acrylic compared to like oil. Oil's just like, oil stresses me out. Like I've learned to love using the medium, but generally speaking, it stresses me out. And I'm like kind of forgetful. So sometimes when I'm just like, oh my gosh, did I add linseed oil in it? It's like a wrap. I think this goes down like all the way here. I was thinking about filming like a TikTok to this, but I don't know if, well, actually, we'll see. I have my other phone right here, so I might as well try to get some video of this process too. I don't know if any of you guys were there during my last live stream where I was doing a self-portrait of myself and how I was quite literally in the ugly phase for an hour and 30 minutes of the stream. It looked like I didn't know how to paint. Like it was, I don't know what was going on, but it was crazy. And it looked crazy. But after it was done, it ate up when it was done. But during it, I was like, guys, like, I need y'all to trust the process. I was struggling to trust the process. I just think sometimes it can be so nerve-wracking painting live just because you guys get to see all of my mistakes and like me thinking through the process of just like painting in general. So I think it's much different than like me sitting by myself and painting. Well, of course it is because people get to see and stuff like that. I need to take like a step back so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna make the inside of this wing lighter just so I know it folds in right here. Oh yeah, it goes like all the way here. And then for this top wing, I don't think I realized how difficult it was going to be to remember how I placed these wings. This is like, oh yeah, that's good. This is kind of how my mixture is looking, by the way. And then I think it goes like Let me look back for my reference. Oh, I see it now. Okay. That makes a lot more sense, actually. Because basically, you can see the inside of the wing because it's going like this. I need to like. Okay, so it starts like. Let's see. So that's like there. I'm low-key messing up this like little body of it, but it's fine. It'll work out. Okay, yeah, so it does something like that. I need to add some more water. This is like. Okay. So now I'm gonna start on this wing, and basically this wing kind of like covers all of this, and then this is like the under part of the wing. But I'm definitely gonna change this because I don't know what I was doing when I put that there. And I'm still deciding on if I'm going to do oil over this because I do know that I'm going to do a pretty like intense underpainting. Like for my last painting, not the self-portrait one, but the one of the angel. Oh my gosh, this like so broad. The one of like the black angel on that huge canvas that I did. I don't know if you guys saw it, but if you did, but I wish I did a more intense underpainting of it just because there were some things once I put oil on it that I was struggling with. And I do think it's because I didn't. Well, it's not that I didn't do enough of the. Well, yes, it definitely is because I didn't do enough of the underpainting. And sometimes when I just don't do enough of the underpainting, I'm less likely to change things. Like even now, I'm a little uncertain about some of the colors. Like I know for a fact I'm doing red, and I know that I'm doing black. I don't know what my third color is gonna be, and I'm debating between purple or green. I think I'm really leaning towards green. I think if I do purple, I'm playing it safe. But I think if I do green, I'm going outside the box for my personal comfort zone. So I think that's like my dilemma right now. But the thing is that since I'm using acrylic, if I decide that I don't like the green, I could just paint over it. But I kind of don't want to waste acrylic. But I think the point is kind of to like experiment. So if I'm not doing that, then it's like, well, what's the point of painting if I'm not willing to experiment? By the way, can y'all see okay? Like, I hope I'm not like standing in front of it. Well, I kind of am, but I just hope y'all can see it enough. I feel like it's like so early and it looks so dark outside. Yeah, it's like 2:23. And it looks so gloomy. What is okay? So those wings, blah blah blah. All right. These are definitely part of the same right here. I think I might have to do like a white outline so I can really see the different wings and then start constructing how it's going to be shaped. And then this under part right here, I'm still not exactly sure how I feel about it yet. But I am going to make it like a light gray or even like a white kind of. Just so I know that this part is with this wing and not with the bottom one down there. I don't know that little, you know. Oh, I think that's supposed to. Okay, that makes sense actually. And then like once I actually start building the wings, they're gonna be even more dramatic than how it's looking now. Which is kind of like the star of the show. And then I still have to add the eyes and stuff. But I was thinking with that third color for the eyes, I would add either like a green or a purple depending on what color I decide to choose. Okay, there we go. I gotta take another step back. So these things go like up here. What? Ooh. Okay, that's not good. Where's the paper towel? Oh, that's fine. That'll be good. I'm trying to think what I had. I'm pretty sure it's a part of that wing. I'm gonna assume that it's a part of that wing anyway. And if it's not, then I don't really. We'll fix it. But I think it is. Because this goes up super dramatic. Let's do like a white outline so I can tell the difference between these wings. Oh my gosh, I just ran out of black. Hold on. I just realized I don't have any black on my palette. I was about to grab some black and I just realized I don't have any. And I just got paint on myself. I always forget to wear like clothes that I don't like. Every time I paint, there's always I don't like this shirt that much. But yeah, I like always forget like this is. I'm kind of messing with this outline. Okay, paint all over the place, all over my hand, all over the brush. How do I even do this? Like, I don't remember touching anything. This is interesting. Okay. See, I do not like when my hands are dirty. I don't like it. I think that's why I was telling my friend that I could never actually like major in ceramics. I think ceramics is fun, but I don't like the way that it gets my hands dirty. But I guess you could say the same kind of with like this. Well, no, it's not the same. It's not the same at all. Because like clay, it gets under your nails and stuff, and like this, I can go get my nails done if I really wanted to and still be able to paint just as good as I'm painting now. But with ceramics, I'm like basically handicapped. I can't do anything. Oh, I remember now. I was supposed to put black right here. Because this is a part of this wing right here. I was like, something isn't looking right. I remember now. Because this is not alright. I do think I'm definitely going to have to tweak how some of these wings are looking. Just because, like, I don't know if this is... I've definitely changed my sketch a little bit. So I'm not exactly 100% sure if these wings are going to be in the same shape as how I have them. Just because like this area right here is a little strange. I don't know what I had in mind when I was doing this. Well, okay, I have like the mini example, but then I tweaked it because it was off balance. And so now I'm like, what was I thinking with this area? But I feel like it was supposed to go like up right here, which I think is what it's supposed to do. I hope. If not, we can, like I said, change it. It's acrylic, so we'll just paint over it. Sometimes I get nervous if I accidentally use oil, because my oil paints and my acrylics are right next to each other. I haven't done it yet, but I like fear that that day is coming soon. And especially since I have oils and acrylics from the same brand, and the bottle literally looks the same, just like one says oil and the other one doesn't say anything. So I get kind of like worried that I might like forget. But you can smell it when it comes out the tube. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, to whoever just joined. Can y'all see okay? I just want someone to start typing in the chat. Please, please, chat, let me know. I know it's not the video y'all like in here, but like, hey y'all, like, I think it's so, I'm like still trying to get used to this, that the fact that there may be nobody in here watching this, and if someone like hops in and I'm not talking, then they're gonna get bored out of their mind. And like, guys, like I don't want to like make it boring for y'all, but also I have this like, YouTube is so strict. Like I want to play music so bad, but copyright. I want to play JoJo while I'm like while I'm painting. I feel like I'm gonna get copyrighted. I don't know about that. Just because like I'm talking and it's going in the background, so maybe like I won't get copyrighted. But I feel like if I'm playing like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures and then like the little ending song plays, I'm gonna get a copyright. And I think it's one thing to get a copyright, but like if I get a strike, I'm gonna crash out. Like no, but I don't know. I just feel like if I did it on Twitch, it wouldn't impact my account, because I see people play music on Twitch all the time. So I don't know how it impacts them, or if they have some sort of usage right to use it, which I kind of highly doubt. Hey, okay, yes, someone typed something. Okay, from the Netherlands. Okay, what time is it there, by the way? I'm still trying to figure out a good time to stream, because I do know that there's like a handful of people that follow me that are from like out of the country. And usually y'all are the ones who be tapping in. Like, that low-key made my day. Like, if you're still in here, like, you low-key made my day. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was just... Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is late. Okay. Yeah, I'd definitely be, like, asleep. Let me think. So, if I were to do it, like, in the morning here, it would probably be, like, the evening there. Well, no, it'd probably be, like... Yeah, maybe the evening or, like, midday. Yeah, that is pretty late. I actually like, props to you for watching, like, to be honest. But yeah, I want you to know you just made my day. Like, I've been waiting for someone to type in the chat all since I started streaming, which was 30 minutes ago. So that's like, I don't know, that like really excites me when people start talking, because then like, I'm like, yes, like, let me talk with you. Okay, so now let's do this wing. And then like once I'm done with this wing, I'm basically done like blocking out. And then I guess I get to start on, I kind of don't want to start on the background until I start on the wings. Because I feel like it's much harder to paint around, I don't know. Like if I changed the wings compositions a whole lot and I did the background, that might be kind of problematic. But then again, doing a background around wings, it's gonna look like you painted around the wings. If you get it, you get it. And I kind of don't want it to look like my sky was an afterthought. But then again, I do feel like painting around, I don't think I'm committing that much. Like maybe just a little bit, but not like a whole lot. At least I think so. Dun, 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 dun. Hey y'all. Let me like make sure. I feel like I have to keep like making sure. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like sweating buckets. It is so hot. My gosh. I feel like I need to like sneeze. I mean, someone's talking about me. I do know for. Ooh, someone rang the doorbell. Hold on. Oh, okay, y'all. I'm back. Oh my gosh. Hey, if you were watching. Okay, so I forgot what I was talking about, to be honest. Like, I don't remember at all. I'm blanking. I don't even remember which. Hold on. I gotta like step back and remind myself what I was doing. I kind of want to just start on the background, then the wings, because I know the wings are going to take a lot of work. And I don't know if I am mentally prepared to actually start the wings, even though I probably should start the wings. I'm not talking about like blocking in, like more than blocking in the wings. I do know I want this one to be more dramatic and to be like popping out towards whoever is viewing the painting. I just have to figure out how I'm going to make that perspective pop out the way that I'm imagining it. It's actually interesting because these wings are actually not going to be this light. They're either going to be probably as close to a black as I can get them, or like a dark green. I think I was telling you about my dilemma on whether I want to do purple or green for like my third color. Because I know I need another color, it's just picking which one. Okay, that is like the outside. That actually makes sense. So if I like do okay, I need to add some water. This is a little dry. I like forget that I actually realize I do kind of like slow drying time. Because I like to waste time for no reason. Like after I do something like this, I like to sit down and just like finish an episode and then go back and then feel like I did a lot. But since I'm doing the underpainting, I don't have all the time in the world to. That needs to be fixed. Because it should not. I actually don't know what I was thinking when I put that down, but it's supposed to be a part of the top part of the wing and not the bottom. So now it looks strange. I feel like every time I like paint on live, it's definitely like it goes through like this outrageous phase. Okay, great. Let me not mix them together. I think I should at least start seeing where some of the wings start for the feather part. Okay, it would not exactly look like that. It'd kind of be like, wait, let me add some more white. It would kind of come out like this too. I'm not trying to make too many textures because then I know it's going to be hard to paint over later if I want to change it. Yeah, I'm live. It's an interesting wing I made. Okay. I mean, I guess Bert will also. Really? That's so interesting. Hey. I did not know my content reaches the Netherlands. Let's see. Hey y'all. Oh, yes, people are saying things. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, I've been waiting for this. There was someone earlier in the chat like saying something. I don't know if she's still in here though. Cuz I know it's pretty late right now in the Netherlands. Thank you. That's so interesting. I didn't know like my content gets pushed out there. That's like exciting to hear. I was planning on coming out there sometime. But I will say like my process for, I don't know, like my underpainting is kind of just pretty loose right now. I'm not committing too hard to any of the forms. Because I'm one of those people like, if I commit too early, I'm less likely to change it. So just making it look kind of rough purposely makes it easier for me. And gives me an idea of how I want to like frame things, especially since I don't have like a real reference for this. Yes, yes, yes. It is an angel. It's a seraphim, but instead, like, I don't know if you've seen my other paintings, but usually I just make the seraphims like kind of just like this. But I want to like add some like more dynamic wing movement. So which is why like I have like one of the wings is going down and the other one's like coming up like this. And like the back wings are kind of doing its thing. But essentially this is supposed to be a fallen angel, and the reason why I depicted it like this, because a lot of times when you see fallen angels are like depicted as some sort of black figure or a human, or like the typical how like a demon looks. So I think it would be Like, I just thought the way that this would be like a different perspective on like things that occur. So, thank you. I showed my brother this too, and he's like a real harsh. It's my first time here. Oh really? Oh well, I'm glad that you joined. I don't like. I'm trying to go live more often. I just don't really have like an exact time of like when to go live. I kind of just go live, and I'm just like, oh shoot, like let me go live. Do anybody that's watching right now, do any of you guys like watch live content on Twitch, or are you strictly like YouTube? Because I was debating on whether I want to stream on YouTube or Twitch. Although, like, you can, like, dual stream, but I don't know how to dual stream on a phone. Or if that's even, like, a possibility. But that's just me. I do think I'm going to do a little bit of the background, too. Because I kind of want to get, like, a sense of what colors that I want to do. Like, I know it's going to be red, but I don't know what type of red. I'm thinking, like, a wine red. That sounds fire. Okay. Let me make sure that I didn't miss anything. I have no other socials. Wait. Okay. Real. Okay, maybe I should then just stay on. Well, I think like I'll make YouTube like my main platform, but probably whenever I'm on my desktop, I'll just do both. So then I can give people options on whether they want to watch it on Twitch or if they want to watch it here. I'm like super excited to start live streaming during like the school year. I just think it's gonna be so much more interesting. Well, it depends, cause I don't like doing boring projects, but I like to find any way to spice them up as long as it doesn't mean breaking the bank. For the most part. And plus, I'm also debating on if I should like live stream while I'm in Japan. But I'm kind of nervous because I've heard like a little bit of like controversy of like people streaming in Japan. Well, I think it's because of people like doing too much, and I'm not one of those people that would do too much. Because I did see like a couple of things I was just like, oh my gosh. The red along with the yellow. Thank you. Although I am gonna, it's kind of just like I'm just blocking in right now, and I picked gray because gray's neutral. And as far as the wings, they're gonna be like pretty dark. At least I think in my head it's gonna be dark, but it kind of depends on, I guess, how much I like the color of like what's going on and stuff. But I think now that I have like a idea of like what the wings are doing, I just don't want to waste the paint that's like on here. Cause I don't know how much you guys have saw of like this live stream, but I went to Blick, right? And it was because, okay, so I have this white tube this one, and I'm almost out. And I knew for this particular painting I'm gonna use a lot of white because of the wings and like the background and the clouds and stuff like that. I knew I was gonna use a lot of white. And so when I went to Blick, I didn't realize how, like, I don't know if the prices just got more expensive because of inflation and tariffs and blah 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 blah, but like a tube of white paint was almost $30. It was like 27 some dollars. And I was like, I put it right back and I grabbed a cheaper bottle from the same brand, which didn't make sense to me. But now thinking about it, on the bottle it says medium body, which means like I think it has a little bit more water in it. So like this right here would technically be like a light body, so there's like a lot of water in here. And so I bought a medium body, but I think the one that was $27 is probably heavy body, which is most of my acrylics. I love working with heavy body just because it lasts longer and I'm heavy-handed with my paint. Like, it doesn't really matter. Oils, acrylic, I'm heavy-handed with it all. Just because I like to, I don't know if you guys have ever seen when you like hold a painting by a window and you can see through it. I don't like it. Like, I don't like the way that looks. And I just feel like if you can like see through a canvas, it's probably not gonna last long. And especially since like I usually do like a bajillion layers. So that's also like my kind of like dilemma. But y'all, let me know if you would be interested in like watching me stream in Japan. I think it would be like less about like, because I plan on making a bunch of art while I'm out there. Hopefully, I said that last time I traveled, and like I've made art, but I kind of didn't make art. Like I got sidetracked. But the point is, like when I'm out there, like to make like, of course it's like to explore the country, but also I want to make a ton of art. Especially since like I'm trying to kind of revamp my portfolio and get into more gallery shows. Also, I just like love painting. Like, I don't know, I've asked some of my friends like if they're gonna work on any like paintings or drawings or ceramics or anything like that, and they all said no. I was like kind of surprised. It's like, aren't you guys making it? Like, sometimes I feel like that they don't like painting for real, but maybe they could just be burnt out. That could also be a thing. But I think I'm just like, because I know I have 2 more years of college left, I like especially need to make sure that I like, I guess, establish a career in like the arts, because I know what I signed up for, like getting an art degree, and people saying like, oh, you're not gonna make money and blah blah blah, blah or whatever. But I feel like no job guaranteed you, well, no degree guaranteed you a job. So I, in my opinion, I feel like we're all in the same boat regardless of whatever your major is. I also like, I don't know if artists are like, no, for real, like and especially since like I go to a school with different majors, and so my school, like the super popular majors are business and don't get me started with business students. Like, I love business myself, but sometimes when I hear people are just like, oh, I'm business, and it like, they think that they're automatically gonna make money because they're a business major, when it's just like, that is not how business works. Like, the piece of paper is not gonna like do what you think it's gonna do. I mean, at least out here. But yeah, the popular majors are like business, software engineer, and I don't know, I feel like those two are like the 2 big ones. There's also like a handful of people that go there for like nursing, but they're on a different campus, so I don't see them. I feel like I've also met a lot of communication majors, which is interesting. But I always like, I've always felt like every major has some sort of importance, whether people want to value minds or not. but I just knew. So before going to college, right, I took like a gap year. Well, no, I took a 2 year gap year. And if I didn't take like a gap year, I probably would have been like a business major. But I probably would have still been doing this, just like, yeah, honestly, I probably would have still been doing this because I feel like even though like I do art, I'm like super business and art together in a sense because like I have to make a living if I want to like do this full time. But also I love content creation, so that's kind of like my business and then like my shop and stuff like that. So I guess that's how I kind of like combine the two. But the only reason why I would pick business is because I did business all through high school. So I did like DECA and a bunch of other marketing stuff. And that was like during like COVID. So when that was all going on, I was like, well, the world's ending. There's no point in going to college, so I didn't go. And then I tried a bunch of jobs. So I've had like 50 million jobs, like too many jobs. Like I like flip flip like a coin, like it's crazy. So I did like corporate America. Sucks. Mm-mm. Like it's not for me. And I was like, oh my gosh, the pizza parties are real. No. No, 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 no. And also I don't like having especially bosses that are very dense individuals because they're unhappy with their life, so they want to make everyone else unhappy because they're unhappy. I don't really like working with those type of people. And a lot of them happen to be like bosses or managers, I should say, that have probably stayed at a job for too long. But I did like a healthcare thing. So I was at like a memory care facility. Honestly, it was super heartbreaking. So I was a third party. So I would just kind of help when they didn't have enough staff there, and I didn't last that long. It was too much for me because like the staff, they didn't do their job. Like that, it really bothered me that the staff didn't do their job when I was there. Like there was this one lady I remember, and she was like bedridden, right? And I don't know if her family. I would assume that her family doesn't come that often because the way that she was looking was just so like y'all, she's a human. Like y'all need to treat her better. And you could tell that that they weren't turning her because she had these massive bed sores. No, it was there's so many things wrong with that place, and it's just like it was sickening. And then I worked this rehabilitation center. Same problem. Although at memory care it wasn't, it was only bad for the people who couldn't like help themselves. I don't know if that makes sense. Like if you were bedridden, they were probably like neglecting you really bad. Especially if your family was not coming, they were neglecting you real bad. And I feel like it was the same thing at the rehabilitation center, but like almost like a step further. Like um I was like bedside watch. And basically, let me think of a friendly term for YouTube. I would have to make sure that they wouldn't like themselves. So and these were like, I don't actually know why they were in there, but it wasn't like, I think it might have been drugs. I'm not sure because he had like a shrink in his neck and he was nonverbal. So I don't, drugs maybe, I don't know. They didn't really tell me anything about the patient. My job was just to watch him and make sure that he didn't pull it out. And I thought, okay, this is gonna be like a simple job. Like all I gotta do is watch him. No, man's had bends on his hands. He was like 6 feet, 200 some pounds, and I'm 5'1", 100 some pounds. So I was like, and he's like trying to roll off the bed, and oh, it was so stressful. But like even then, even though like he kind of gave me a hard time, I just kind of felt bad for like how bad people were treating him, because like since he was like nonverbal, so he would just like mumble, and it was like he could never like express the things that were going on to him because he was nonverbal. And it just, no, no, something needs to be done about that, because yeah. And then I worked, where else did I work? I worked at Amazon. I don't know how I ended up there, but I did. Um no, Where else? Like, I don't know. I just knew that like I definitely had to do something, either like uh I don't know, being my own type of boss type of thing, because I knew that like working for someone was not gonna cut it for me, especially since like I like my freedom and I like the ability to do whatever. So if I want to go on a trip, I can go on a trip. If I want to, I don't know, just like stuff like that. I realized that like I remember I was talking to like one of my mentors, and I was telling her, I was like, oh, I don't know if I like value money, because I've worked some jobs that have paid me like fairly well, I would say. And I also noticed the most jobs that make the most money are people who are in sales. They make a lot of money. But I did work like a couple sales jobs, and I got paid like really, really, really good. But I knew that like any job I had, even if the money was good, I wouldn't be able to like stay. As artists generally speaking, wait, as working artists require so much multitasking. Mm-mm. Yeah, I kind of agree, because I still have like because I don't do this full time. I'm trying to get there, but I still have like a job. I just work at like my dorm, because it kind of allows me the kind of freedom to like do my homework, to sketch out ideas, to paint, and nobody says anything. Although they did change the community director, so I feel like that's gonna like change, and I'm a little nervous, because like I do not like being restricted. Like I realized that's like a deal breaker for me. Like I was like deep in thought, and I was like I want to be able to say that I lived like a fulfilling life, and I just feel like I wouldn't be able to tell myself that I lived a fulfilling life being tied down to a desk, and like only having 2 days to do whatever. And keep in mind, when I was working like 40 hours, those 2 days to do like whatever, which I'm sure some of you guys could relate, it's like those were 2 days that I spent recharging, because I was so exhausted. Like even like 40 hours is too much. Like I am down to work to do like paint for 40 hours, paint for 100 and something hours, but like to sit down and work at a desk for 40 hours, I think 30 hours is too much for me. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's something that I had to think about. And I remember some people were telling me, like, what do I want to do after college? And I basically told them that the gallery artist and social media, like, that's what I want to do. And I'm striving to make it will work one way or another. I like, whether it's today, tomorrow, or a year from now, like I will make it work, because I know that um I don't know, if I guess if you like believe in yourself, like I just feel like you make it happen. So I guess it's like my TED talk about like how I just corporate America is like corporate America is so bad. I just can't. Like when I heard like one of my friends say, and I feel like some people it works. Like I'm not trying to like um I don't know, make it seem like, oh, people who live fulfilling lives work for themselves, blah blah blah. Not that. It's just like something like personally me. I just because I have some friends that said like after college they want to like do the whole like climbing up the ladder corporate America, and I'm like, you have fun with that, because I cannot do it. And then especially like, but I think I have a little bit of a different mindset than like some of the people that I'm around, because since I took a gap year and kind of explored how like, I guess how harsh, well no, I learned how harsh the world was at a young age. So I think that's kind of why I feel like, oh, I need freedom from like not having a lot of freedom. So I think that's also like where it stems from. A lot of my friends had like different upbringings. So like when I tell them like the world is harsh, they're like, oh no, like, you know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay. Like I can only imagine. Like I really hope like when like graduation happens, that my friends are able to fulfill like the dreams that they have about like certain jobs that they want, and that like the job market that the job market now doesn't look like this how when we graduate. Because my brother graduated this year, and well, I guess I think it might be easier to judge from like a year from now, and then I'll ask him his opinion. Because so he graduated with his degree in animations, and I told him that he should well, I've been told him this. I feel like if you're in the arts, you kind of have to like almost establish your own brand before you get out, like before you get out of college. Whether it's like gallery representation, having like a really good CV, having some sort of like, I guess, brand, or like being able to like market yourself. And I think like particularly at my school they don't really teach that. Like I just think that there's some people who do it, which is very few of us. I think the ones that I could think, I've only met like 3, and I've met a lot of art students, and I've heard like some art students like complain about it. But in my head, there isn't like a straight line to where the arts can go compared to like other majors. Like somebody was saying that they wish that it was as clear cut as like engineering, and I was like, well, the arts aren't clear cut. That's why there isn't like because most artists, they don't just go to like a corporate office job or anything like that, unless they are, well, even museum work, that I wouldn't consider that corporate office, but like unless you're doing like museums, curating some sort of like working in a gallery. What else? I don't know, I feel like art can go so many different ways, so it's very hard to like be like, okay, artist, you can go here when you graduate, when like the line is very different. Like I have 2 friends. We're all the same major, but we all want to do different things. Like I told you, I want to do like social media and like full-time painting. And one of my other friends, she wants to do like teaching at nonprofits, and possibly own one herself. And then my other friend, she wants to do curating, and we're all the same major. Like vastly different types of careers that we want to do. There's also certain careers that I learned about just like being in college. Like I didn't know that there was such thing as a medical illustrator. Like that didn't cross my mind until it made me think about all the medical books that have like how a cell looks, or how like the skeletal system looks, and I was like, wait a minute, it didn't click in my mind that like someone had to draw that, and I'm like, wait, like they make 6 figures. I think you have to get a master's for it, but I just think that's like so crazy. So when people say there's no money in the arts, it's like that is not true. And then if you look at the market value of the arts, I think the arts right now, I think it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's in the billions, but I don't take my word for that. Like I looked at it, and it had like a how the markets would go, and basically it's like going up. So it's like, well, somebody's paying for it. And then not to mention muralists, I did not realize how much they get paid, especially if like well, I do notice artists that usually get the most amount of like work for their career, they usually do commercial, which is like the people who like paint for like big brands, like I don't know, for example, like Coca-Cola, or like I don't know, like big corporations. They usually do stuff from that for them. Or even like smaller people who want like murals in their backyard because they have like an Airbnb and they want to Airbnb out their house, or something along the lines of that. Or they do public art, so like art for like parks and like stuff like that. They usually make a pretty big bag, especially if it's through the state. And some of the ones that I've seen that are through the state, they usually start at like $20,000 a mural. And that's like kind of like the starting. but obviously those people like negotiate. So I don't know, like I can, by pocket watching, I can kind of gauge how much they make. Especially depending on the type of muralist. Like if they're commercial muralists will probably make more than someone who does murals that are um, kind of more of like a passion project. But even them, they still get paid pretty good. Like I've met a handful of muralists, and I had one that was a professor of mine. Oh my gosh, he left my college, and I'm so upset because he was such a great professor. I think those are definitely people that have like extremely impacted the way that I like look at art. And I already kind of had like confidence picking this degree anyway, because like I kind of know what the outcome is if I don't actually push for like things that I want. And I think just them kind of like showing how they like make money and have a livable wage was like super helpful and almost like comforting to like hear that. There was one professor I had, and he's a gallery artist, and he just teaches for fun. Like I'm trying to be like that. Like if I get my master's, I told myself that I would only get my master's if it's paid for. And I just found out, like I don't know if any of you guys are in college or plan on going to college for the arts at all, or you're just in here because it's interesting. But I just found out that there's like fully funded. Well, even if you're not in the arts. Oh. Oh yes, thank you. You have a good one. But what was I saying? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So basically, I don't know if any of you guys are in college, but I'm sure that they have like also fully funded programs for people who are like in other majors. I didn't realize that that was like a thing for people who are trying to what's it called, go to grad school. Like what do you mean fully funded? Like I don't know if like this is just like behind a paywall or something, or like I don't, like why do people gatekeep this stuff? Like I don't know, did you guys know this? Because I didn't know this. And so I feel like, and the only reason why I found this out is because I asked my professor. Basically it was a grad student teaching me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was like, I asked her how much she was paying for grad school, and she's like, oh, like it's fully funded. Fully funded. Like okay, not only is her program fully funded, she also gets a stipend. And I'm like, oh, so you're here for free and you get a stipend and you get like, and she's like teaching, so like that goes on her resume. So like honestly, probably if my school wanted to hire her, they probably could. And I was like I didn't know that was a thing. So I'm like, I was so shook when I like found out about that. I was like, why has nobody told me that? Like I've gone to counselors, a bunch of other people, and nobody has told me that. And I just thought that was crazy. And particularly my school, if you're trying to be a part of the grad program, it's fully funded. But this is what I heard. I heard that if you are like an art student, I don't know if it's like that for all grad, well, I don't think it's like that for all grad programs, because I know some people who were like getting their bachelor's and their undergrad and their master's at the same time, and of course they go to the same college as me. But I heard like for the arts, they're not really trying to pick people who were like in that college, which is interesting. Like I don't know how I feel about that, but I was just like, okay, like. But even then, I would probably still apply anyway, because the worst that they can say is no. And honestly, when I think about that, it makes me think of this book I was reading. And it was talking about like rejection therapy. I think it called it something else in the book, but I call it rejection therapy. And I need to do more of like rejection therapy. Well, I feel like I've been doing a lot, but I need to do more in-person rejection therapy. Honestly, I feel like streaming right now is kind of like, in a sense, rejection therapy. And the reason why I say that is because like I would say probably for maybe like 30 minutes to 40 minutes, I was talking to myself in the stream. And now there's like 4 people watching, and it's like, that makes me so happy. Because like, I was like, you know what, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna like relax and just figure out how to like do this, I guess. And I would say like I'm still like fairly new to streaming. I've been making content for a while though. I will say that. Not necessarily on YouTube. On YouTube, I just decided to be like more consistent, because like if I want to have like a social media presence, then I'm going to have to be consistent. And I just know when school starts, it's going to be a little bit harder, but I don't think it'll be as hard if I'm streaming while I'm like creating art, or while I am working on a project, compared to like um filming with my camera and then like editing. Because filming with my camera is not the hard part, it's the editing. I'm still working on trying to hold people's like retention rate, because I've been like staring at how long I can keep someone's attention for my videos. And as far as like my audience, on at least on here, I'm not exactly sure the type of content you guys want to see. So that's also like another thing on like the type of content I should make and stuff like that. I do know that a lot of my stuff for that regards like classes, those usually perform well. But obviously, since I'm not in class, like I have to be a little bit more creative. But I think also, since like I have this is kind of like a form of like rejection therapy, it helps me break out of my shell, especially since like y'all, I cannot public speak. Like one of my professors, I still talk to her, and I had her like freshman year, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna need you to speak to this class." Oh, you need me to speak to a class? Like, okay, like I get like super, I can't even like go up in front of a class of people and like talk. So like I'm like, just thinking about it, I'm stressed. And like I haven't agreed on like doing it. I was thinking about taking a public speaking class, because I feel like that's something I really need to like face. Especially if like, what if y'all want to like have like a whole tutorial and I can't speak? Like that's kind of crazy. But I also like, I don't know, I've been like thinking of ideas of how to make, I guess, the community more like compact and engage with like my content, but also like I like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours type of deal. Because I think there's like a handful of people that want like tutorials, and there's a handful of people that just enjoy like watching like the painting process. Which is like so real, because I love watching other people's painting process too, and how like how different their painting process is to mine. So I think that's like pretty interesting. Also, by the way, I don't know how many of y'all have like have been still watching through this. Does anybody want to see like a live stream while I'm in Japan? It would be mostly regarding to like probably artwork that I'm making. I may stream in public, but I'm not sure, because I don't want to like be like disruptive streaming, especially like I get weary about like getting people's faces on the internet that they don't want their face on the internet. Especially my classes. I always film in my class, but I make sure that I don't get people who don't want to be like on camera. Because like I know if I didn't want to be on camera, I wouldn't appreciate if like somebody had like a camera, even if they weren't like trying to like, y'all get it. But yeah. Oh, but back to college and life, and just I've been getting really into philosophy lately, and there's something about like like I was saying earlier about freedom, and I was just thinking if like I couldn't imagine myself like 60 years from now. Like, how old would I be 60 years now? Like 80? Okay, no. Let's say 40 years. 40 years, I'd be like 60. Of not living a fulfilling life. I was reading this book and it was saying, like, you should be able to talk about one big thing that you did in a year, in that, like, year. And I had to, like, sit there and, like, think about it to myself. And they were really, like, cooking. I'm not gonna lie, they were really cooking. But anyway, I'm about to end the live right now, and thank you guys for watching, and maybe y'all will see me tomorrow, I'm not sure, but see y'all later. Peace.